This news update is brought to you by
Rock the remote with hours of free karaoke on video on demand from Flow. So bring it like Bay. There's even wonderful kids sing-alongs too. Available anytime. Simply press the VOD button on your Flow remote. This is how we do TV. This is how we flow.
It's Friday, January the 22nd, 2016, and this is your Barbados Today morning news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. In our top story, the Barbados Workers Union has declared war on employers who it says continue to disrespect the bargaining process. Speaking during the opening ceremony of the BWU's Errol Barrow Day celebrations at the Labour College yesterday, General Secretary Tony Moore has put companies on notice which insist on avoiding the tried and tested practice of partnership and cooperation.
To the workers of Sandy Lane Hotel who deserve their rightful due and monies owed as employees at the only Diamond Star establishment on this island, and to the workers of G4S Security Company, where the code of good practice as it relates to employment equity is observed only in the breach, this union can and will continue to defend your interests and the interests of workers all over this country.
Turning her attention to the dispute with the luxury Apes Hill Club in St. James, Moore said negotiations were progressing without undue interference, at least for the moment. She also said that investigations were continuing regarding the alleged assault of a worker while on the picket line during industrial action at the Apes Hill compound late last year. Barbadians have been again warned that a ban on the use of water other than for essential services may be implemented as part of an action plan to tackle persistent shortages of the precious commodity. This was reiterated Wednesday evening by Chairman of the Barbados Water Authority, Dr. Atlee Brathwaite, when he addressed the launch of the St. Philip Christchurch Water Augmentation Project at Groves Pumping Station in St. Philip.
During the dry season, some areas in Barbados experience potable water shortages, and to overcome these shortages in water supply, many initiatives must be taken via an appropriate action plan, which may include the prohibition of water for non-essential purposes, the search for new sources of water, and the use of tankers and tanks to service areas experiencing shortages. To this end, new organizational and operational structure capable of ensuring quick implementable action may well be required at the Barbados Water Authority.
As the island continues its 50th anniversary celebrations of political independence, some of the island's top sports personalities transported the symbolic trident from Independence Square in the city to the Glebe in St. George yesterday. Our own MADDEN was en route.
The 2-hour, 13.7-kilometer race, which started at 3 p.m., saw the emblem changing hands over 30 times as the sporting representatives ran along the roads, which passed along Bay Street, around the Garrison Savannah, Culloden Road, Government Hill, Haggard Hall, and Salters in St. George. Following a brief opening ceremony in Independence Square, the athletes made their way along the stretch under favorable weather conditions as few residents lined the streets to cheer them on and experience the historic occasion. They were joined by government representatives, a number of school children, vendors, and other patriotic Barbadians in a concert on the lawns outside the St. George Parish Church in Glebe, St. George. Secretary General of the Barbados Olympic Association, Erskine Simmons, told Barbados Today he was pleased that the sportsmen and women were part of the celebration. He said he could not have asked for anything better as the island celebrated its achievements over the past 50 years. I'm MARLON reporting for Barbados Today.
A leading local feed supplier is dismissing suggestions that agriculture in Barbados is on its deathbed. Instead, Senior Manager of Pinnacle Feeds, Adrian Yard, says it's growing. Addressing the opening of AgroFest 2016 at Pure Ocean in St. Lawrence Gap Wednesday night, Yard says the agricultural sector has been remodeling and improving itself to meet the demands of the country.
This sector has reshaped itself to meet the needs of a modern Barbados. The myth that this is a sector of last choice for persons with minimal education, that myth has been exposed. The industry utilizes some of the latest technology in the poultry, dairy, pig, and vegetable sectors. Persons employed within the industry are vastly experienced and highly trained. Growers are extremely aware of the consequences of poor husbandry or production techniques on the lives of Barbadians and on our environment. Therefore, over these 50 years, commercial food production in Barbados is far safer now than it was or ever has been. In summary, what the industry has lost in quantity, it has gained in quality.
In sports now, the Barbados Pride are through to the finals of the Nagico Super 50 cricket tournament. This means that Barbados will play the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force tomorrow in Port of Spain, after the Bajan boys beat the Windward's Volcanoes by 7 wickets with 5 overs and 3 balls to spare. The ever-reliable Craig Brathwaite batted from beginning to end and appropriately hit the winning runs, finishing with his personal score at 80. Man of the match went to Suleiman Ben for his 4 for 26.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union, Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union, Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union, Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union, Cooperative Credit Union.
Turning now to news from the region, the people of Antigua and Barbuda will no longer have to pay personal income tax from April. Prime Minister Gaston Brown announced yesterday that effective April, personal income tax will be abolished in its entirety.
The announcement caught everyone off guard. It would have. For months, Prime Minister Brown has been veritably teasing the public that the reduction in the personal income tax would be gradual. No one expected the wholesale withdrawal.
Not only will it put more money into the pockets of the people so that they can save or spend more for the benefit of the economy as a whole, it will also help to establish our country as one of the most competitive in the Caribbean and beyond. Mr. Speaker, abolishing the personal income tax will put $30 million back into the pockets of the people. The Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party government governed this country successfully for 27 years without personal income tax. It was done before, and it will be done again.
On the international scene, communities on the east coast of the United States braced Thursday for what could be the winter's biggest storm yet, or it could peter out, depending on how the system moves or where you are. About 75 million people are in the storm's path, with nearly 30 million under blizzard watches or warnings. More in this CNN report.
A crippling evening commute causing a gridlock nightmare in the D.C. metro area. People stuck behind the wheel for hours.
It was pretty rough driving home, and it took a while. It took him an hour to get 4 miles.
As the snow on slick, untreated roads turned to ice.
It's terrible, especially if you don't have the right tires.
Causing more than 160 crashes, including 1 fatality in Virginia. Only 1 inch of snow wreaking havoc, and it's only a preview of the potentially historic blizzard to come. The nation's capital could be in the bullseye for a record-breaking 30 inches of snow by Sunday. This traffic app showing the accidents inside and outside of the D.C. Beltway. An absolute mess. Crashes snarling traffic for hours, forcing drivers to abandon their cars. Pedestrians not spared from the hellish conditions, including President Obama nearly slipping as he exited Air Force One in D.C. The commander-in-chief's motorcade slipping and sliding on snow-glazed streets, taking motorcade drivers more than an hour to get back to the White House. Snow crews in nearby Virginia and Maryland scrambling overnight, piling up salt and positioning plows to prepare for the wintry onslaught.
And on that note, we end our Barbados Today morning news update. However, you can join us again this afternoon. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune into Channel 101 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.